Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. This is about, let's say, 30 million here that they're talking about. Let's say there are 100,000 people in Barbados that are working and paying in or should be paying in to the National Insurance Social Security Scheme in Barbados. Yeah, I would think might be 100,000. Is it less? Well, if it's less, it's less money, but I'm gonna go with 30 million. So if the NIS, the National Insurance Social Security Service in Barbados, has 30 million to give to everyone who's paying in. And you have to remember that if you're working and your bosses are supposed to be paying in for you and they don't, you don't get this $300 Solidarity Allowance. Mia Motley is trying to say, hey, I'm with you. I understand what's going on with you. Here's $300. Okay, $300 is nothing in Barbados, but that's what she's throwing at you, $300. Now, if your boss is not paying in, you're not going to get nothing. If you are self-employed and you're not paying in for yourself, obviously you're not going to get anything. So it may be less than 30 million because there's a whole lot of stealing and scheming in Barbados. But when I saw this, it only shows that the NIS is not doing badly in terms of having money. I remember years ago, the BLP, when the DLP was in government, was saying that the NIS was owed over $250 million that the government borrowed, and the government borrowed that money without really having the taxpayers say it's okay, that they did it behind the scenes. $250 million that was borrowed from the NIS. Don't know if it was ever repaid. You should check on that. But if they have 30 million to give to you, and it could be lower, it may be less than 100,000 people working and paying into the NIS. It may be less, but I'm going with that 100,000 person. I don't know what did they say dollar. I'm going with 100,000 people. 100,000 people who are paying into the scheme. And Mia Motley is giving $300 to each one. That's 30 million. And I'm saying to myself, as I self, if they have 30 million to give to Barbadians, how much are they giving to themselves? How much are they affording to themselves? It's just a thought that came to me because my thing is, you don't trust anyone. You cannot trust anyone. But if in not trusting, someone is giving something, you have to ask yourself, if they're giving me this, how much are they giving to themselves? And if Mia Motley is giving you $300, rest assured she's probably taking 3 million for herself. I'm not saying she's stealing on anything, but if it's a solidarity allowance, solidarity starts at home. Solidarity starts at home. So you should find out with this solidarity how much your ministers are getting, because they're not going to get $300. It's not going to be $300. There may be allowances for the people who are running things, and you should find out more about the allowances for the people who are running things. You know, how much money are they getting? But it is quite obvious, since the National Insurance Scheme is going to administer the payments of these allowances, it is quite obvious that you got money in the NIS. You have money there. There's money there. So the people who do pay taxes, there's money there. And the people who are coming on the island and paying taxes and, you know, leaving taxes and coming taxes and all kinds of taxes, there's money there. There's money in Barbados. You may be poor, you may not be seeing it, you may be having to, you know, kick the can all the way down the road to get someone to give you something in terms of the government, but there's money there. There's money there, and I have always said that if you have enough tourists coming on the island, you should not even be paying income taxes or anything like that. The tourists that are coming to the island should be enough to run the country. What they're getting from the ships and everyone else who's setting foot in, whether they set foot or not, just the ship docking in Barbados, Barbados government, the government should be getting enough money from tourists to run the country. Well, you should not have to pay taxes into the system. Okay, check how Bermuda does it. There are other islands that the residents don't pay taxes because of tourism. Okay, but yeah, you guys are doing very well. Your government is doing very well, and the government doesn't have money. The government has money from you. You are paying money into the government. So what you are doing, there's enough there that they can give back $300 is a one-off thing. But this Solidarity Allowance should tell you that maybe they can reduce VAT to maybe 2-3%. Maybe they can do some reduction in that. Tell them to keep the $300 and reduce the VAT, okay? Because VAT is something that should not even still exist, but it does. But yeah, your government got money, and if they're giving you, I'm just gonna end it right here. If they're giving you $300, how much is Mia getting? I'm just curious. How much is Mia giving to herself as Solidarity Allowance? How much is she getting? Because it's obvious. It is obvious that the national insurance scheme is fat. This is Sherry Veronica.
Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.